Thought Music 777 posted a video about him saying that he knows what happened. That he has a video, and that if anybody wants to ask him questions, he needs the authorities sent to him. I don't know why people haven't sent authorities to him. So I have him blocked. Hey, you guys. Somebody made a video about Joe saying they know what happened to him, saying that, like, you know, he was making a video trying to pretend that it was going to happen, and then he actually slipped and fell, and it happened. And they just left him. So yeah, exactly how y'all want to do this. So does anyone want to come up? I have some new information. I have new information about Joe. And I need this to be verified. I need it to be cross-verified. I need to make sure that this is true. Greg Thought Music is saying that he has a video and proof of that they let him pass. Like, I guess Joe set up a chair and stuff and all these things and let him pass. So if that is true, then where did the rocks come from? Who put up the rocks? Who set up the rocks? Yeah, so Thought Music made a video saying that I guess he was setting up a video to fake it or whatever, and then I guess they pulled the chair out. They pulled the chair out from under him. Joe was making a video, so allegedly Joe was making a video to fake it, and they pulled the chair out from under him and left him. Assumption as of right now. Exactly. This is a video that Greg Thought Music made, and I need it to be cross-verified. I need to even see, because I have him blocked. I just need to see if that video is real. If you admit something like that, authorities should be coming knocking to your door. So what's going on? Right. Authorities should have went to his place if that's what he was claiming. So does anybody want to come up here and hype me up? Good morning. So yeah, again, I will repeat it again. They're saying that Joe was filming it. There was a person saying that Joe was filming this and that he was faking it, and they pulled the chair out from under him. So where's the video? If this is a chair, if there was a chair, how did the rocks get there? Who put them there? We're getting somewhere now. It's just it's not even verified. It's not real, but this is what's said. So can anyone go on THOTH Music 777, their profile, and see if they said anything about that? No. I've been getting blown up about it.
Let me go get my iPad and I'll pull it up.
Thank you.
And fair warning, I do have 2 kiddos, so if you hear screaming, I'm sorry, but I'm so glad I got on with you, because, like, I need the full stitch. What is, like, look, I'm full for, I know it was some cover-up chat, okay? I don't know what I can say and can't say, but y'all, I need, like, what is true, because there ain't,
we're doing an investigation, we're asking questions, everything was fine. Even his friend was like, you're doing a great job, would hop in the lives just to check on what we were talking about, which is weird, because he hasn't worked for the government for over 10 years. So I don't know why he thinks he has jurisdiction over anybody. He left the government 10 years ago. So I don't know why he's like doing what he's anyway. So he was being like, he gave us his blessing to do the investigation and to report anything that we find to him. Well, guess what? I didn't hear anything back, and I asked him a question like, who took him to that facility in the first place? Because I don't think he thought I was going to look into the house. And I looked at the house, I found out they don't have the correct permits in order. And so now my next question was, who took him to the house? And now he won't tell me and is blowing up and trying to attack me.
So what was the thing that your name looked up again?
Thoth Music, THOTH Music, or Thought Music 777.
On TikTok?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so let me go there.
And I need to see if he has a video of people that actually, you know.
Let's see. Thought music. Is this the page?
Look. Yes. Do you see anything? They said he posted a video about what the? Yeah. Okay. Listen. That man.
Which one you want me to click on?
Just anyone that talks about Joe fails.
Mission was accomplished. Done. Kaputski. You know, put a little rat bait out there. Works pretty good. So we finished the mission. There was no slander intended. If you read between the lines and see exactly what was said about each such party, there was no harm. It was a riddle. And it was actually a script that Joe wrote. So the android went to sleep. It's okay. It was all part of an act, and it was part of a reptilian ploy from the Dracos. And they're just nasty beings, right? And so she is a sweet lady, and he was a sweet man. I mean, the sweetest of the sweet, and their best of intentions. And what happened is that so she's a robot and controlled by a reptilian. He was a robot controlled by her. All right. But they had to use his real avatar on this mission, right? And it had never been out, right? So he's been, drugged and his head's wired up and he's just there. Well, they thawed him out and sent him down on his mission. And so this was his first time out of the tank for like 2 years. And he's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and he's ready to take on the world. Motherfucker swears up and down what a badass he is and all the things he's done. And I could tell that he had been in the tank for a long-ass time. And so I humored him, and I was like, okay, I got to watch how this unfolds. And so I had to be real careful because they were both ticking time bomb. But he let all of the cat out of the bag because it was Joe. It wasn't her puppet. And she fucked up. She should have never taken Joe to Mexico because Joe did get physically sick. He was so excited and nervous, and he had discovered.
You want me to keep playing?
Yeah, keep going.
That it was actually my armband. And when I went into there,
now they reported us. I have to restart the live. They reported us because it says we're playing unoriginal content now. That's kind of why I put it in the big box. I knew that was going to come, but it's all right. Don't worry about it. I asked you to do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can turn it off. I'll turn
No.
Maybe
I'm going to
that'll
restart
help.
my live
Maybe
right
that'll
now,
help.
and I'm going to add you, and I'm going to invite you back up.
Yeah.
And so I have questions still. There's things that are still coming through, but I am like, everybody, even Joe's marketing supervisor, you revealed yourself into me that live. I have those lives are all recorded. So you think you might have snuck something? And CS Mama, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Want to come up here? Will you tell me, give me a recap of everything I don't know what happened in that live last night?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you so much for what you sent me this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it was real innocent. Like, we were just nonchalantly just having community.
I know. You guys wouldn't understand that. You guys wouldn't understand that guy's never reached out to me. He waited till I fell asleep to come into the live.
And he was very strong, and everyone was like, well, you just try to heighten us, and it's not working. So
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Joe's friends are weird. They want to make money off him. He was rich, and none of them were.
And so the new plot, everyone just tries to push is like, everything was a production. You guys have no idea. And it's like, well, we're just nice people just trying to just help the situation. And really, we're not trying to...
Oh, it was a production? Why are you lying to us?
Yeah, and at this point, it's like everyone's just keeping an open mind, and that was the whole point, and to have God within you, so everyone can just take it as it is, and, we're just going to complete our mission, and, community first, and...
Yep.
Ain't nothing about that in my opinion, community. That just tells me right there they're trying to shut people up because you were on to something.
Yep. They said it was a production. So will you please Like, send this, like, tag everybody, Nick Shirley, all the sleuths. I know all these people. It's just ridiculous. Why doesn't anyone give Joe the time of day for their any of this stuff? Like, they're worried about all this other shit because that's just what their FYP is. Charlie Kirk or the freaking whatever fraud. You don't want to actually look at loss of life. You want to look at daycare fraud because it's tax dollars. But when it comes to loss of life, Nick Shirley, like, that's ridiculous. You know. I'm just gonna preach it to the top of the rooftops. You guys, you TikTokers, you social media people, you only give a fuck about views and a platform and not actually getting to the truth. And that shows. Because when we're actually showing you things that have loss of life and that are big scale and actually need attention, not just stealing money, but loss of life is way more important. And you don't give it no attention because it's not viral.
You look tired, honey.
Oh, I just woke up.
How are you?
Good, how are
I'm good. I've been watching your battle and sticking up for you and saying what I could, but my God, are you getting up for the resistance?
Yeah.
Seems like you've
Is
come
there
into...
anything I can do to help?
Yeah, be the resistance back. Every time you see anything about me, comment it and say there's a lot more of us than there are of you. Because now they keep coming out the woodwork. You can tell they had a few people that were on the face of everything. Now there's more people connected to Joe that we know about that keep bringing themselves up.
Awesome. I appreciate this, and I've got to hop down. But look, I've been watching since you started, and I'm so glad that people are coming together, talking, getting this stuff figured out. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we're all one. And if we can't work together and figure this shit out, what are we gonna do?
Exactly.
So if you ever need me, man, I'm located in North Alabama. I've been collecting stuff myself, trying to keep a little private document. Hit me up anytime. I will do whatever I can.
Thank you so much. God bless you, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for coming up.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, honey, give me a breakdown. What is going on? What happened since we talked last, about a week and a half ago? What's going on?
Oh, just I asked Brian a question and it popped him off. All I did was ask who took him to the house because I pulled all this stuff about the house, and I guess it pissed him off. And now it makes sense because if it's a production, if y'all are faking everything, that's
Right.
not cool because
So-
there's confirmed authorities that there's a body. So whose was it? What was this all about? So we're gonna get to the bottom of it.
Well, it's as far as what's going on, it's just Joe and what you have done and brought this so openly and to the surface has created such an outcry in the public that it shows to me at 62 years old that our country is crying out for justice, not just for Joe, but for all the injustice that all of our government has just brought down on people, I mean, it's what happens when you blindly follow a government, and just give them the reins to do whatever they want. But people like Joe who just try to bring the truth out, But what's good about it is, I mean, it hurts me to see you have to go through so much, but I know you're strong. I can tell by the first time we spoke that you can handle it. But it proves to me that this thing over Joe and what you have brought to the table shows just how bad off our country is. When people like Joe, who are just a good guy, just trying to bring truth to people, can just be taken out like that. What have we done? Who have we given the power to, And so I, for one, I get on and follow all your lives and watch everything, even though I'm busy and whatnot. I keep plugging in because I'm with you all the time, and I do my part to make sure people not only watch your lives, but pay attention, not just for Joe, but for everything else going on in our country, ICE and all of it, People got to start fighting and standing just exactly like you and your friends are. Because if we don't, we're doomed. We're just going to keep watching shit like this happen and nobody giving two fucks. It's just, it's not my problem, not my business, but it is. It is. It's everybody's responsibility and everybody's problem, And this is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. I mean, and if anybody thinks that they're safe, that's where they're kidding themselves. Because if it could happen to Joe, I'm sorry, people, but it could happen to you. God forbid you get on and
He
say
had a lot
something
of
you shouldn't.
enemies. He had a lot of enemies, and they're revealing themselves now. A
Yeah,
lot
he
of
did,
them.
and why? Not because he was a bad guy. It's
Do any of them
because
come
he
up here
was.
crying over their friend like we have? Do any of them come up here crying over their friend, or is it just about trying to shut us up, control the narrative, because he had money and none of them do?
You think that's where all the jealousies come in?
Absolutely.
Just over fucking money?
Yeah. The person who's starting all this crap with me filed for Chapter 11 allegedly 2 years ago and saying he doesn't need money. And I bet you that person, his best friend of 18 years, uses the creator reward program on all his videos. I don't, and I showed you all. So
Yep,
yeah,
I
these
know.
people are actually like really hurting. Like they've exhausted their nest eggs. They're later in life. They filed for bankruptcy. That's what I'm just gonna say. I'm not gonna put no name. That person
Well,
already knows
you
because he put my name and
keep
everything.
on, you keep getting up here though and completely opening yourself. You're saying, look, try to find a skeleton or try to find an ulterior motive, and they can't. And that's why they keep coming at you, honey. And I'm just, look, I'm like I keep saying, I'm a 62-year-old woman who got put in her car from our government, and I'm for one, I'm so fucking proud of you. And if it wasn't for people like you, our world would be literally going to shit in a handbag right now. That
Right.
guy?
Yep. This guy, the one that came in here in our lives and told us we were doing a good job on the investigation until I asked him a certain question.
Yeah.
I asked him this question. At 12:42, he deleted the message. At 1 p.m., he sent me this and blew up. And let's just let you know, he left the government 10 years ago.
Oh shit.
And everybody's telling them, oh, I'm an investigator and da 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 da. He's a private investigator with no jurisdiction over anybody. Just because you have connections, I have connections. You have no idea how many men across this world love me and don't want to see a precious hair on my head hurt. Not
Well,
only that,
I'm
my great great grandfather was Dwight D. Eisenhower. I have a friend just down the road who's an E9 in the Navy, and my uncle is a general in the Army. So
well, that makes me feel better because I worry about you.
that's what pisses them off, because I actually have forces of good that will get to the bottom if something happens to me.
Oh, good, honey. God damn it. Don't let that happen, though. Can't even tell you how that would just disturb the hell out of me. I want you to say hi to someone. Can you? Oh, you can't see my camera. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you
I
can
got.
put it up if you want to.
Can you see my little baby? He's crawling all over me. My 18-month-old grandson.
Here, I sent you a button. I sent you a button. You should just hit OK, and then you should hit save.
Save.
Yeah, there you go. Hi.
Say hi. Look, say hi. He's saying hi to you. Say hi.
Hello. Hi. You have the cutest eyes. Hello. Hi. Oh, so cute. How old? You say 18 months?
Yeah, he's 18 months old.
Oh, so adorable. Don't show too much.
He is. He's my inspiration, man. I love him to death.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
wish I
sweetie,
really
we
want
love
one of
you.
myself, but I can't bring one into, like, I can't, like, I want one so bad. I want 10 of them. I want a whole army,
Right?
but of little minions. And
You'll get him.
I
You'll get him
hope
someday.
so. I hope
You
so.
will, baby. And
I
I'll
hope
tell
so.
you what,
But y'all better
the
never
way.
hurt them, or all of this
Oh
shit
my
will
God.
be burned.
You are right about that. As powerful as you are, I can't even imagine yet. Because when you got one of these little things, you fight strong for Joe. You'd flat fucking kill over these guys,
Oh
man.
yeah, exactly. No, you have no idea. It's probably why I
I
don't have
love you,
one.
baby.
I love
I
you
gotta
too.
go. You take care and be safe.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Bye, baby.
Bye, honey. Have a great day. Enjoy your
You
grandson.
too.
So adorable. That's okay. Let him talk about him. Just let him talk about him. It's because he's trying to copy the algorithm, and that's okay. No, let him. Let them talk. People need to talk and say their whatever. Um. Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Look into it. What are you doing, Sheldon? You can't come out. There's bad people out here. The lizard's like, all right, hold on. Let me give him some grass. I call it grass, but it's turnip green. Hello, Sheldon. Here you go, Sheldon. Here. You want out? What do you want? You want out? You want out? Ew. I'm getting you food. I put it on here for you. I know how you can be Mr. Picky. There is your grass. You want to touch on this? Touch on this. Touch on this. Touch on this. And this. And this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, exactly. It's very obvious. None of these people that were around Joe give a damn about him and just are just like calling Alex a robot. He's a reptilian or like whatever. I'm just like, bro, do you understand what humanoids actually are? For a don't you think robots can think faster and better than us? For that one's not very. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not. I'm just saying. I would think a robot would be better, smarter. Like, come on. Calling him a reptilian. Listen, could it be? Could it be? Yeah, speaking in code, absolutely. But do I also think he kind of actually believes that? Yeah, I do. I'm not even trying to be like that, but like AI is smarter than like can think fast and all these things and just like can analyze others and know how to respond. So I'm like Yeah, I've been thinking of her a lot. I just kind of given her space because she, I guess, like all these people that are attacking us attacked her, and she's not talking right now. She's not being mean and distant, but yeah, they're trying to dismantle and break apart my friends. Anybody that gets on here, um, if you ever come up into a box with me, just know you're going to be attacked. You have to keep your account private. You can't, messages, anything. They're trying to there's so much resistance by Joe's friends. Like, they are evil people, okay? They're evil people. They don't give a fuck about humanity or being friendly. They can't make it to Beyond because they don't know how to get along with everybody here. They want to fight. They want to bicker. They want to not worry about avoiding the truth. You ask a question for the truth and they avoid it, and they start spreading lies about you on the internet, on Facebook. His own friends, yeah. So first off, Brian, hold on, let me just show you. Go to my Gmail. People, because I don't pay attention to anything, but people have sent me emails showing me everything. So I'm like, it is what it is. Brian Butler yesterday goes down and, talks about what investigation do you know of that has or carried out in front of a live audience, or that, all right, so then goes down, what the fuck, Dylan 2 tries to dox me, tries to give my name and my location, says that I got fired from my job. So you know what? I've never gave everything about my personal information to the internet when I was getting famous. So guess what? Now you can see that he's not a real investigator and doesn't know how to investigate, because guess what? I was on an LOA. LOA, honey, LOA, LOA. Not only that, he has a GoFundMe with over $1,000 in it. Your fundraisers, they're deleted. Hold on. Show all. Deleted. I showed it yesterday, but it had $940 something, and it never even reached $1,000. And I have all that screen recorded. So, and all the other people who were in here last night saw it, but it's deleted. It never had $1,000 in it, so you lied. This makes my stomach turn. He has a live platform for 12 hours a day. Oh my God, no. What makes his stomach turn is the fact that I gave all the books away that he was trying to make money off for free because of that chapter 11. Yeah. These really rare books. Yeah, that they want to just sell you guys. Yeah, no, you got them for free. Link in my bio. That might be what turns his stomach. And so he's getting mad because I'm collecting gifts or whatever. That whole man monetizes on TikTok. So let me just show you mine. Let's go to mine and let's go to monetization right here. Monetization. Look at the live, right? Everything comes from live rewards. Creator Marketplace, 0. Creator Rewards Program, join. I haven't joined anything. The only thing I've ever gotten is what people just send me on live. I don't sit here and beg for gifts. I sit there and tell you don't do it. I've made no money off of content. I've never even tried or admitted myself into that program. Can Brian say the same? But it makes him sick to his stomach. It makes me sick to my stomach that you're trying to make money off your rich friend and you're not crying over his death or none of that stuff. You're on here getting on here mad at everybody else. I've literally had to get off live because I couldn't keep it together. Learning information. Everybody else that gets in here, his marketing friend, his other friends, his girlfriend, everything. I'm not seeing the emotion. I'm seeing demanding. His girlfriend just demanded me over 24 hours ago to send over what I have, please. Did I? No. I sent her a question that I have. Who took him to the house? No response. Just crazy attacks from Facebook on Brian, or crazy attacks from Brian on Facebook. So there's that. But anyway, I'm getting back to what I need to focus on. So these people are saying these things about Joe on the internet that needs to be verified, saying that, and I'm pretty sure it's to throw everybody off. Brian posted a video saying, oh, it's this artifact. Thoth Music is saying these people, it's all because of like magic, it's a reptilian, it's a performance. If you guys know that, why did I post the 911 calls first? And when we FOIA'd them 7 days after? You, Brian. I never met Joe. How did I come about his books to start with? I didn't. I knew that there'd be copies of them, and so I made a website, and then in hours, just thousands of people joined and uploaded secrets to it. And now they're all mad that they can't sell them. They're free. Everything from the Dead Sea Scrolls to the Red Ruby Tablet to the Emerald Tablet to Troth to so many things. Every hidden book of the Bible that has ever been found and known about is on there. The original 1560 Geneva Bible, there's only 150 copies left of it on this planet. We got somebody to scan one of those and upload them to the site. There's just really special things on there that they just wish that they could sell you guys, so now they're mad at me. It's probably because of that chapter 11, allegedly, that somebody filed July 17th, 2024. Mr. Mutual friend of Charlie Kirk's and Joe Fells. No, you're very welcome. Link in my bio. It's in my bio. It's the very first book uploaded on there. You have to scroll all the way down. Go all the way down. Right. Isn't it? I'm getting attacked. When you go on the website, you do your thing and you can see that they just wanted books. So you guys that are in here, can you go watch my last 2 videos that I posted today of this morning, and will you repost and share both of them and watch them all the way through? One of them says something is off with Joe Fell's friend. The other one says Joe Fell's this question ruffles feathers, and it's the real question that needs to be answered that they're all avoiding. Okay, Tiffany, can you send them to me? So yeah, what do you mean? Do they have 2 separate permits? Do they have 2 separate permits, though? Because one of the permits for one of those houses has just got renewed in 2026, and that house has been for sale for over a year and is empty. Can you verify that, Tiffany? Like 1000% that they have 2 permits with 2 different addresses in 2 different counties. Printed. I need to see it, honey. Do you have 2 different permits? Can you send it to my email? Or come up here and show it to me? We just want to know who tried to take him to another 30-day program after he was discharged. That's what nobody wants to talk about. Why did they even bring him there again? Nobody wants to answer that. Brian knows, and Brian won't tell you that. Ask Brian who brought him to the house. Who brought him to that house? You have to look for them. You have to really look for them. In the link in my bio. Nope, I'm not doing torrents. Nope. It's funny because all the people that are trying to actually copy the website, what they're trying to do, or what they've said in their video, like some other guy, Factions of whatever, Freedom or whatever, he admitted that it was an impressive library. So even the people who want to copy it, critique me, even they loved it. And they didn't admit it until I took it down, and then I put it back up right away. So I just got them to admit that. So thank you guys. Real, recognize real. Yeah, no, Tiffany, no, that's a totally, yeah, no, so they don't have one for the house. They don't have one for the house. The house is on East Memorial Drive. Is any of them at East Memorial Drive? Because the other permit that I have, look what the address is listed. Right here. It says that road, Kendall Close, Northwood, Ackworth, Georgia. That is not the West Georgia Wellness. That's not the headquarter, that's not their business address. That is not their, the rehab house. So yeah, I know you guys, you're trying to scare me and be like, oh, they have their permits, honey. No, not at that address. They don't, not at East Memorial Drive. Allegedly. Sheldon. He wants to come out. Mama is gonna attack you. I don't even want to come out. Okay. I need to know. Give you some more water. You crazy lizard. You crazy, crazy, crazy lizard. Okay. Right. So I actually need the permit. I know people are going to sit there and say all this stuff. I need the physical permit. Because I have, like I just showed you, a physical permit with the wrong address. That was just, if you want to see the date, it was just reissued again. Because there's only one West Georgia Wellness. Google. There's one West Georgia Wellness Center. There's only one. Only one. Only one. When you look it up on Google Maps, there's only one. They have a permit for one address for West Georgia Wellness Center. I'll show you again. So, screenshot this, you guys. Look at the date. It was just renewed. Do you want to know how long this address has been up for sale? Much longer, since before 2026. So, if you know anything about Dallas law, 82-10-1-.05, you have to, if any change of address, you have to turn in your license and you have to give and get a new one. It just said it was re-registered this year. And that house has been running for a while. that way. They have 2 years of reviews. Wow. Who was it? See, that's what I'm saying. I have people, they didn't even mod who they needed to mod. There's a guy who also came up in here saying he was Joe's freaking moderator or Joe's freaking whatever. And I guess my brother and everybody let him up here. Do not let Joe's friends in here. Those are the people we're investigating, and I can't believe you people or him did that or allow that to go on. But the people who are calling it out, thank you. Never again. No, you're fine. No. You're fine. It was when I went to bed and Brennan was here. All his friends came in here, like, and just used him. I woke up 5 hours later. He was at my computer showing people going through the house trying to speculate what tree it was. See, his mama came in here and showed me screenshots of some guys claiming to be Joe's investor. No, go ahead. Hi, how are you?
Your bud, Jim.
But yeah, claiming to be Joe's like marketing person, and then wanted up here and completely took control of the live. Who the hell allowed that to happen? Like, I know, and I'm removing all mods now because of what's been going on and what you guys are reporting to me. I can't trust anybody. As you can see, this is why I become very short. I'm not removing you, Maverick, but I become very, very just upset and just disappointed in people because we're trying to get to the bottom, and like people are just trying to get views and followers, and like I have to understand I'm going to be used. So just because she's not going to be here for a couple days, I just want to make sure. Okay, Maverick and Brendan are the only moderators for now. Right. You try to build connection, and then they try to bully the people you build connection with, like Evan and everybody else. That girl Faithful. Evan has been in here messaging people and people and people. Just like anybody that I'm in live, he hops in here and tries to get a screenshot of all the people in the live, and he'll go through and send them all a message. An AI message at that. He'll take your response and then he'll put it into AI, and that's what they're all doing. Right, and they can't do anything, so they use AI, and it looks like they're doing all this work, but it's all AI, and it's like, I'm actually writing this out. You should see the emails I get. So the girl that's attacking me right now, Faithful, she's calling me mentally unstable and all these things, and I'm just being like, good for you. Like, she docs my email, so this is what she sends me. She sends me AI charts and charts and charts, girl. So she just asks it a question. It'll pull up all this stuff. She'll email it to me. Anyway, this is where it's got. She's like telling me all this stuff. You're legit mentally unstable. I'm like, that's what you get for me saying good to you. Like, maybe you are, but it's that girl that doxed my email last night. This girl with the red hair, Faithfully Chosen. Girl, you have some serious issues. Oh, I know, I saw it. Guess what? And I debunked the entire thing. He said my GoFundMe had over $1,000 in it. I went and showed everybody last night. It didn't even make it to $950. He's like, it's so all the lies you spread on me about the internet, and it's closed, by the way. The last person donated 8 days ago. It's closed. It is closed. So also, you want to go ahead and say that I'm fired for my work in that post? Guess what? I'm actually on an LOA. Not only that, let's go. Let's just debunk the entire thing. He thought he had my name. For this guy who finds people in caves, you've lost your touch, man. I'm not going to say how old you are, but guess what? You've lost your touch because you don't even have my correct last name. You think it starts with a C? If I show you guys my passport right now, you guys would bust out laughing. Bust out laughing. But I'm not just gonna give it. I'm gonna make him do the work. Exactly. And why are they attacking people who are looking into it? Is that what journalists do? Investigative journalists do? And then go in here and call people names and be so biased and just attack me in every way. And then I have to defend myself and make you look stupid. And you're sitting here saying that I'm the one looking for money when you're the one who is trying to sell your friends books. And you're upset because I made them free. And it might be because of that chapter 11 2 years ago that you may or may not have filed. I'm not gonna just like throw it all out there like you did me, but who did? Oh yeah, that's right. Right? You guys, I was actually going to send all my rewards to Brian. And you remember that because I was trying to do that and it was trying to verify my ID. I didn't have everything on me. My brother had my wallet. And so I had to wait for everything to come. Yes. And then when he came and he dropped and I was trying to give him the money. I was trying to give him the money that everything made. That everybody sent me on the live. And then he goes and makes this scathing lie about me. Brian, do you know libel is like, I can like take you somewhere for that. Yeah, I do. I clarify it for transparency. But I've been made to feel like it's defending myself. Yeah. Right. So if you guys would go on my latest 2 posts, watch them all the way through, share them, repost them. If you haven't followed me, will you like at least watch them? And if you decide you want to follow, will you do it through the thing, like the plus mark that's on the profile on the post? I would really appreciate it. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Damn. No. No, did she ever respond? No. Nope. Not once. Nope. Nope. Probably could have been. Probably could have been. And will you guys, if you haven't, will you guys drop a comment in the last video, please, about the questions, about answering the questions, or if you could just repeat the question and the comment so it will be pushed. Who drove him from facility A to the house, or who drove him from the facility to the house? Mm-hmm. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't just one person. I'm sure it was multiple people to overpower him. So what happens is, here, let me tell you how I know this. Because while he's in facility A at Ridgeview, they discharged him. While he's at facility A at Ridgeview, he can't call other facilities to try and like find other facilities while he's in a facility. So someone did that for him. So there's a clue. It was in somebody else's hands while he was at Ridgeview, and they said that while he was there to take him directly to another place. Mm-hmm. And now these people are saying it's all part of a plan, that he planned it himself. I'm thinking that's part of another lie, since these people are known for lying about me. And one thing that President and CEO said was he doesn't post anything. He doesn't post anything without verifying it first. None of it at the bottom, right here. None of it gets posted until it's been verified and cross-verified. See where he says that right there? But posts all those lies about me and doesn't even know my last name. Looks like he lied again. Exactly. Look what I just sent. Tiffany, I can't see anything on. If you're sending me screenshots, I can't see them on my computer, so I'm going to send you my email. If you would kindly send what you have to here. There we go. I can't see it on my computer. It just says this message type isn't supported. Download TikTok app to view this message. And I can't view it while I'm live. Yeah, that's right. If he's cleared and released, that's what my mother did to me when I was younger. So I was in a facility, past the act, after the amount of time that they were allowed to hold me, and so they released me. I was getting a plea release, but my mom just felt that wasn't good enough, so she took me immediately with my grandmother to another facility. I was asleep. Hold up, Mariah Lynn, I was asleep. So, what the hell did they do to this girl while I was asleep and bullied her? I got a message. He threatened that? That's funny. I guess Joe's friend was threatening people in my live last night while I was asleep, saying, "Oh, I can get helicopters," and no one believes he could get helicopters and left. I did, but I didn't know I was gonna fall asleep for 5 hours. I expected him to be live for maybe 30 minutes with you guys, not at my computer speculating what tree it was and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm sitting here trying to find out facts, and like we don't know what. There's windows out every all four corners of that house. You don't know what direction they were looking out of. There's woods all around it, so that's where I'm like, somebody got to him, and that's what pissed me off. Because he knew what I had was right here in front of his face. Everything was right here. Are you serious? So where's Joe? Why can't he just not deceive his viewers anymore? People are freaking ridiculous about just the lies and the bullying. Uh, wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy? And they were actually all scammed. and a placebo effect probably kicked in. That is a very good way, a possibility that they weren't real artifacts. I have to write that question down. Because if they were ever real, you have to understand and look at it this way. If those were ever real, why didn't the government come take them and put them in a museum or anything? Why was it these TikTokers that were able to come get them? Why are they on eBay? You know how this world works. When you make a discovery like that, it doesn't just get to be somebody's. Mm-hmm. Good, because most of the people realize what crap it was. I appreciate that, but even still, it's just a fact of the matter at all. Anybody would try to do that. Those people would never try to come in my life when I'm ever alive, and I've been doing this for weeks. So that should let you know this is weird. And it was Joe's friend? Okay, they've heard about me. They've been waiting for me to go to sleep, or they've been waiting for an opportunity to infiltrate. They're constantly watching. I use the term friend loosely. Oh. So I have a possible location on where the memorial might be now. Thank you. So yeah, we have a possible location now for the memorial because we have his father's memorial address. So people who knew his father are reaching out to me too. So actual real family, friends who cared are reaching out, not just people who were close to Joe. Real family friends that know something is up. This clicker on my pencil is set on fire. It's like start wearing it out. So does anybody have any new information, anything of relevance that I might need to know? Let me check my email because I have a lot that I actually haven't touched, but Yay! Come up here. I saw you request up here. Come up here. Hi,
Hey, Sunshine.
Maverick. Hi.
I was surprised to see you. I saw it because I was on for a little bit,
Last
sent a
night.
few messages, yeah, and I'd seen you went live at like 9 o'clock. I didn't even look. I was so damn tired. I had to
It
go get the kid
wasn't. It
from work.
wasn't me. I went to bed around 7.
That's nuts.
Yep. hmm
But you're definitely ruffling feathers because Brian's whole last post about you, his last post was all about you.
hmm
So it is what it is. People can, the wild thing is free will and you can use your own damn judgment. So,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Did any of the comments like tell the truth?
I went through like 600 and something comments and they're very divided. Like,
Good.
there was a couple people that claimed they were close enough that they have the information on his service.
hmm
There was only 2 of those within like the 600 and some odd comments, but the main post, that black helicopter comment came up under, I think it was the possession theory that he had posted.
Uh-huh.
And that, this guy was like, well, he talked about, because Joe had talked about at one point that was one of the reasons he left being stateside was harassment and like wardens, like game wardens and stuff. Like he's like, my kids are just swimming and they'll find me anywhere. He goes, for no reason. So there was a few, obviously, the conspiracy theorists that are like talking about that, or there's a few. One of the questions about who, the shell company and who drove him, and of course that got completely sidestepped and redirected.
What do you mean redirected?
Like it wasn't answered, and the answer had nothing to do with what the original question was.
Yeah, so
So
good.
that one comment that somebody had left asking about, well, what about the shell corporation that has the address under the church, and
What,
Brian answered, but it was completely different for something
so
else.
what did he say in the answer? Do you remember? Along the lines of? Can you paraphrase? Just let him rest in peace when there's so much around it about why he probably shouldn't have even have been to that rehab. He was discharged, and so he was brought probably by multiple people to take him from the next facility to the next facility, and nobody wants to answer, and they're dodging that question. Thank you, Hal. Hello, good morning. Oh wow. Oh, 0 followers. Snaky snake with my picture. Someone I made that comment. So here, you guys. They're using my profile picture. They're using a picture of my face from my live on this picture. I can't even like show it all the way. 1 second. So yeah, now they're making fake profiles of me. That's cute. It's an honor.
Imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Yep. And they just took it today. Yep. They just took it today and they just commented in this in here. So probably one of Brian's whatevers. Nobody's attacking you, Brian, and making fake accounts of you. So why would you do something like this? This is a very weird response to people asking questions circulating your friend. There's all these people have these questions, but you're attacking me because I have the most traction. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, he's just a bully. A true bully. White farmer for real. Yeah, and it's not working. Do I look intimidated? I actually use that power over me and I use it for proof because of what you've done and how damaging it is. When I've only been asking questions about your friend and finding things out, and it was never directed towards you, but you directed all that hate towards me, Brian. You need to learn to love people and take care of people and not use them for money. So I'm going to keep asking the question, who took him to the house? It's probably multiple people. The more you hesitate, the more it becomes obvious. You were probably involved with taking him to the house and probably maybe even coerced and forced him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a very big possibility. And that's why nobody's answering it because I was right the first time I asked. Not only that, but like, thank you. You're right. I'm just gonna leave it there. Me too. Me too. It's even got me to act out of character to defend myself, and I know that I don't necessarily need to anymore. But it's ridiculous at this point. Like someone's looking into the death of your so-called friend, and you attack them. And then when Alex reaches out and sends what I have, I ask the same question. Instead of sending her what I have, I send her the question, who took him to the house? I gave her my number and said, who sent him to the house? Did I get a phone call? Did I get an answer? No. So we can't share information? I have to only give you information? Follow me and get paid? Oh, hell no. Block that. Yeah, no. Why is it there's so many people in here that are just so very weird? Like in their bios, it's like donate to my family or like this or that or the other. It's like people who are just like looking to use TikTok for money. Is that why you're here? Just very weird. You guys,
Make,
like, can you guys like point out weird profiles if you ever see them like hop in the live? Because I still want to protect the people that are up here.
making pennies on them lives. All this money you're making on live. Like, bro, it's pennies, literally just to show people that people are here.
$80
Oh
in the
man.
last 7 days, you're tripping?
High rolla.
For real. And it's like
And I'd like to know where he
I have a whole other account where I have over 20,000 followers and I host lives over there and make more money.
He also said you posted Cash App, which never once have I seen you even talk about Cash App, let alone post it.
I'm not trying to market and make freaking money off this crap.
Half a week. Where are you getting half a week of groceries for $80, bro? That's one trip for one dinner.
And just to clarify, the whole thing of the GoFundMe was spent to create a free energy device, which all the parts have been coming in. I still haven't even checked my mailbox for this stuff that's been coming in. But yeah, nothing has been spent on me or to help myself in any way, shape, or form. Like
Let's have a look up. Misha, is that on TikTok?
as soon as they came in over a week ago, I went live and showed you guys what it was spent on, including the website. I went out into the wilderness and I went shopping to get all the things to make a piezoelectric free energy device.
You also offered receipts to anybody that donated.
Exactly.
They really wanted to know.
Exactly. So everybody else, and if you still want to know, you can have receipts too. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything, and that's what they're trying to dig for. So there's nothing to be scared of if there's nothing to hide. See, we have witnesses that were here, that have been here from the beginning. The ones who aren't being transparent, that's who you got to worry about. It just sucks because all these people that are after Joe's money that were probably getting it are probably the ones behind all this. Follow the money. What do you think, Maverick? Do you agree?
Oh, always. It's always deep pockets. Honey, I studied law. It's always about the deep pockets. They don't, like a car accident. You don't sue the driver. You sue the driver's insurance because where's
Is
the
there any way
payout?
we
Where's
can
the money
get
going to come
Joe's?
from?
Can we get Joe's financials and see if he paid large sums of money to anybody? Is there any way to find that?
The only thing I know that would be on record would be with the IRS for any of the charitable stuff, or depending on how he had his filings. Like if he incorporates stuff, you can see the company's financials depending on how it's incorporated.
We have an IRS employee that's on our team.
Yep. So if
every time I hit post, I have to readjust my papers.
For example, Brian claiming that he has this 501(c) that he's set up now because it's a nonprofit and it's a quote unquote charity. That's supposed to be public information, and people, like, if you donate to that, you're allowed to get a receipt for that to claim it on your taxes. So all of that is documented, and because of what it is, it should be available. The same thing with like the purchase of properties. Obviously, we found deeds to certain properties. You can see the purchase, the sale, who was involved in it, and track it that way. Depending on the company, you might be able to see financials, but
Hello.
Hello, brother.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Where are you from?
We're from America, and I saw your profile already, and I've already called it out in the chat. You're looking for donations. Tired of the scams. So yeah. So yeah. What were you saying? 501c3, Brian. We are now.
so any of the deeds that are public records, like you can obviously trace the property amounts, what they sold for, who was involved in it, depending on how the companies are incorporated, will depend on what financials are available.
Energy is powerful and how we use it. Absolutely. And I need to remember this. I keep getting beyond distracted by these attacks. So that's why I'm continuing to ask the questions, because that's what's going to keep us on track. And nobody, if Brian Butler or Alex or anybody or whoever or whatever makes a post about me, just don't tell me. I don't even want to know. Just, you can go and combat it, and just, you can let me know, like, hey, I'm defending you, but just don't tell me what it is. I just don't want to know. Unless I really need to know. You know? I want to just stay on track. So he's possibly cremated. Question circled. Okay, checking up 501c3. Financials. Question mark. Joe. Financials.
I think all of his companies, like Feliz Media or Bell's Media and all that, were LLCs, so limited liability corporations.
Right. They're gonna get mad. So Joe's financials. Did they cremate him? 501c3. And it's because people close to him are saying that's what he wanted. If there's anything documented, that would be great, just to prove it. That's what. If he wants to be cremated, great. Some people want that. But if let's just prove that that's what he wanted. There's just a lot here. If there's a way to prove it, that would be great. Because what these people who are trying to take ownership of Joe don't understand is that they don't own him. Nobody owns anybody. Nobody owns anybody. Nobody owns anyone else's story. Nobody. Sophia, Pistis is Sophia, aquí. Yes, justice for Joe. And another thing, were the artifacts actually ever real?
That's the current speculation around it. That was the latest conversation, was that they weren't real and that everybody fell for Joe's scam, and that they were man-made in someone's garage.
So
Why
here, let me
wouldn't
show you.
archaeologists have taken them if they were real?
When I do something, I don't be like artifacts aren't real. You know what I mean? I ask everything in the form of a question. Everything is a question. If I don't know, you know, and then I circle them, and then I find them. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing. We just want to ask the questions: what, who, when, how, where, why, and then get those answers to, and then verify them. For example, the huge thing speculating about this shell address is there's a permit filed for West Georgia Wellness. When you look up, there's only one business, West Georgia Wellness. And you look up for the permit for it, it is in Ackworth, Georgia, this same town where its CEO lives and her husband. Okay. The same town. The actual physical address of that place for it is actually in a different county. Ackworth is in Cobb. They were in Paulding. The license is filed for Cobb County. The actual address was on Memorial Drive is in Paulding. Okay. It's also in Dallas, not Ackworth. So there's two different addresses in Dallas law 82 section 82-10-1-0.5 and 0.8. Read those. It will tell you that you can't change an address without having to turn in your permit. That permit that they have was it was first pulled in 2022. It was just renewed this year. That house that it was renewed for in Ackworth, Georgia is listed for sale. And West Georgia Wellness isn't, to my knowledge, working out of it, to my knowledge. So unless there is a permit for West Georgia Wellness at that place, I don't think there is. And if it is, it's not West Georgia Wellness, it's something else. It's easy for rehabs to do this because they have their headquarters somewhere else, like their business, and they have the houses hidden. And they use the excuse that, oh, it's for the patient's privacy and da 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 da. So it's very easy to hide these things. Teresa K, you can look up on West Georgia Wellness on Google Maps. It's not going to give you the real address. It's going to say something called Enterprise. That's not the real address. It's actually on Memorial Drive, East Memorial Drive. But it'll give you pictures of the real house, but just not the real location. If you want the real location, there's 911 calls posted on the link in my bio. If you go and find the 911 calls, you'll hear they say the address, the real address of where it happened. That is not where the permit's filed. To my knowledge, so far that we found there, we can't find any permit on this place, on this house. The last thing it was zoned for was the headquarters of a church. To my knowledge. Yeah, I have family friends that were friends of his father's before he passed away reaching out to me now because they know something's up. And that just breaks my heart.
It's just a ceiling, love. Can I ask what's on the ceiling to make it look shiny? It's just a popcorn ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
It's the
For
sun
real.
coming in.
Just a basic ass ceiling. Maybe with the high gloss. It don't even have gloss on it, I swear to God. Maybe it does. Maybe it has a little bit where, I don't know, I can't even tell. Not right here, it don't look like it. It just look like some cancerous asbestos.
That's apartment living for you.
High gloss, popcorn ceilings. They nice though. They nice.
Listen, I did popcorn ceiling to my entire bathroom when I redid it because I thought it looked cool, and now it's peeling off and I hate it.
Oh,
It was a
let
bad
me see.
choice.
This one's like cracking in certain areas. You can barely see them, but like it's like cracking and like I'm pretty sure I'm like breathing in the dust. It's right here.
Yeah, I thought I was fancy. I was like, I want textured walls.
That's
My
the
ex-husband was
glitter.
like, Are you serious right now? I made him popcorn the whole bathroom, the walls.
Health department. What? Yeah. I need everybody else to do that for me because now I'm being heavily watched. So, and what's great is all my neighbors are up to date in my apartment complex and they can all see my door. I can't wait for something to pop off. I don't want something to pop off. But I'm glad I live in this state where there is no pew pew registry allowed to even to exist. Isn't it
Yeah,
great?
see, my state you can conceal and carry without any documentation.
Yeah, in my state, it's illegal to even have a gun registry. It's illegal. So all my neighbors, don't you worry, they're up to speed.
I already had the ish scared out of me. We had the cops show up here a couple nights ago in the middle of the night. Sound asleep scared the hell out of us. It's like somebody called in, somebody screaming for help, and I was like, not here. I don't know how you wound up here, bro. We were sleeping.
Mm. Isn't that crazy?
It was wild. It was like 11:30 at night. I was up and woke my husband up. I was fucking shaking.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, why? I've been here 12 years. Never have I ever.
Can you provide a brief understanding of Joe's books? Yes, that the power is within you, nobody else, not another person. Like you have to, whatever you're searching for in this life, whether it's happiness, strength, prosperity, you're not going to get that outside of yourself. You have to find it from within. Nothing around you is going to provide you happiness. You have to, or just anything. The power to everything is within you. And to remind you, God gave you command to do 3 great things: to cast out demons, to heal the sick, and to raise the dead. There's 2 ways to do the latter, and one is through the aid of demons. And so you don't do that, or that's, so. But there's a temple. If you can do anything through your temple, if it's pure. In a nutshell. Who is Doc's location?
No, I think she was talking about what I was just talking about. That was Wednesday night. But I don't believe in coincidences. And like I said, I've been here a long time. I know all my neighbors. It's a very quiet neighborhood. We live in a town of like 3,000 people.
So
Very
now that
strange.
so you live. Wait, say that again.
I live in a town with only 3,000 people. It's a very small town. I know all my neighbors. I've been here 11 years. Never had anything like that happen
I
ever.
have
And
more
my,
than that. I have more than that, and literally 1,000 feet square foot and 1,000 foot radius of me.
yeah, no, we moved far away from the city. Like I came from a big city and moved here to raise my kids. Never had anything like that happen. And then it happens Wednesday night out of the blue.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Queen. So, sorry. How are
Dalen,
you?
don't quit. Whatever you do, don't quit. You are going down the right road. But the reason why I wanted to jump in here is I want everybody to listen and listen carefully. While I have been observing from the beginning, I have noticed multiple people have claimed to have had the cops show up, and then they get in the live and they disclose exactly when. Once you do that, you are confirming to them that they have found you. So maybe if you have had that happen, maybe not disclose it on here. Maybe just send Dalen a private message and you guys track that off of here so that they can't positively identify you. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's just what I wanted to point out because I've been documenting that because as somebody who has been gang stalked because of an investigation over a homicide, I have experienced this, and it's what they do is they track your IP, and then they get the cops to come in the area, and then you get online and you say, oh, they were here at this time, and then they're like, yep, we got that one, and that's how they do it. So remember that, okay, guys? And I love you, and please don't stop what you're doing, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep going, guys.
So,
I
do you
gotta
want to
go.
go ahead and? So, someone said update them. So, since you've been here since the beginning, can you update just Erica?
On the
Just everything in like a
on
2 minute nutshell.
on the what?
From point A to point now, from how it started to how we got here.
When I originally joined your live, your goal was to get his books out. You were doing everything you could, and everybody seemed to be fighting against you. And I seen you change directions and focus on getting justice for Joe, and I seen them double down on you for that. And I've seen this before in homicide investigations. So generally, the worse they go after you, the closer to the truth that you're getting. So please don't stop.
Okay.
That's all I can say. But
You think
I
I'll
love
be
you guys
fine
and
though,
keep
right?
it.
With all the precautions that I'm
Yes.
taking, yeah, right. I'm
Yes.
not going to no place.
Yes.
If anybody tried anything,
Yes.
there's too much proof. There's too much cameras. There's too much. You can't
Yes.
do anything around me without being seen.
Yes.
And even
I
if you
think
have,
that's good. I think you're good.
right, and even if they have
But
a signal jammer, you can't signal jam people's eyes.
exactly. And, a signal jammer, though, leaves proof in the surrounding cameras when it's used. So there's always evidence because it leaves a timestamp discrepancy. And that is all very trackable. So, and I don't care what they say. You can use a VPN till the cows come home. They can find you. Don't ever think they can't. All right? Remember that. Guys, I got to get out of this box.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Poor thing. Even she understands what's going on. Like to the T. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Mama, please come up here. I know. Just come up here. I need some good energy spoken in my ears, not all what has been. I need something good. I need like remember when I first started this and I said that when I started to get onto something or I was speaking something good that the evil would hop in here and it would reveal itself and other people were saying that as well. Remember that?
Usually does.
So, and then I said the way you guys can keep me on track is like to remind me of this and like say, things. And I realize you guys do, but if you guys could like spam it in the chat, like, and just be like, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course.
I just think it's wild because a lot of it is public information and easily discoverable, and the fact that it's,
Hi.
you're doing what we were meant to do, especially as Americans. Like, you have to know our constitutional rights and our rights to, information, and it's just wild that you're doing what we're literally built into our constitution to do.
And it's not the authorities fighting me, it's his friends.
You don't want justice for your friend. You weren't a friend.
Exactly.
Especially when so many strangers have taken up the fact that, something happened to this man because he was a good person.
Hi, CS. Hi.
Yeah, it's like anything in life, you trotting along and something happens and you try not to get swayed. You got to stay the course. Every day can be a test. And as easy as that sounds, you just have to do your own personal growth. And that, to answer James, the physical world, hello, turn on the news, dig deeper, find out other resources. Hey, there's mainstream news, there's other news. And then it gets so bogged down with all these things happening in the world. All you can do is take care of yourself.
Listen, so I heard from her. She reached out. I wasn't going to reach out to her and bother her while, people are saying they're grieving. So I didn't want to reach out to them. Not in that way. But she reached out to me and said, send me what you have. And then I asked her a question and no response.
And we want to think that was the real her. It's crazy. TikTok is like a whole another beast, but people copy each other. Next thing you know, they're posting the same content, but we would like to think that was the real her. We want to keep the lines of communication open for everyone. That's why, we let that guy speak last night, and it was just appalling. He was real strong, and he said what he needed to say, and he left. And it was like, okay, well, sweet, bro. We're going to keep, staying mellow and staying on our course.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Carly. Hi. You have questions?
Hi, yeah, were you talking about the girlfriend that reached out and then never got back to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insanely interesting. I think the way that she was just kind of like depicted. Oh, yeah, let me take a look. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like she's kind of, I don't want to say like reading off of a script, but it seems like she already knows what she wants to be put out there.
No, hi. No, thank you for the library, which is interesting, particularly to me, because I know that they're trying to make money off of them.
Yeah, and that's not the way it should be. Some of those Bibles are like literal keys. We see, like, we're in a time where religion and religious leaders are using, the current King James Version or whatever, and still twisting it to make money or get money from their congregations or get power. So I think a lot of what was removed was supposed to prevent that stuff from happening. And a lot of the people that we see preaching and calling themselves good Christians are actually doing the opposite of what Christ, Yeshua, Yahweh, whatever you want to call him, would want us to be. And I don't want to get too into it because I don't know a ton about the texts. I've just glazed through them. I've gone through a couple of the Gnostic ones, but it seems like having somebody that understands them. I don't know if they're all in English, and then like share it in almost like bite-sized amounts would be a really helpful way to go. I definitely want to download some. I think the one about magnetism and magic would be crazy because
It's in
the
here.
free energy stuff was really wild too. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay. It's in here. And CS Mama, I'm sorry if we cut you off. Did you want to come back up here? Just request up here if you want to come back up here. I'm sorry. I needed community again. I needed people that speak good things, that aren't trying to sway my thoughts and direct me into a direction, but just have me stay the course. I would really appreciate that because it's very confusing with a whole bunch of things right now. So, hi James.
Hi, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, yeah, cool. I agree with what you said where you want to understand deeper, but don't want your perception or your perspective on your beliefs to be swayed in any sort of way on purpose. You want to figure that out as long as it resonates with you, correct?
That's close. I know what's right, but I keep getting other people to try and distract me from what's right and what I need to actually focus on. And when I start asking these really hard questions about Joe, that's when I have a lot of resistance.
Okay. So when you speak about what's right, obviously right and wrong in the world, correct? Or right in what you believe is correct?
What I mean, what Jesus told us to do. There's a strict set of rules of what to do, how to treat people, how to worry about yourself, how to only worry about yourself and not others, to spread, the gospel. That the power of the temple is within you, not another person. All those things.
Yeah, I believe that too. I personally believe Jesus was trying to teach you, well, the people back in the day, how to wake up to themselves, just like how everyone is now, with what you're speaking about, how everything is within you. Everything comes through you in a sense to the outer sense, but the outer reality still plays its part on the effect that it has on your inner beliefs at the same time. You've got to have both. That's duality, right? That's polarity, like a magnet. It's everything that is in this reality, in all realities, is.
Thank you, James. Thank you. So I've recentered myself. So I need direct answers. Were those artifacts real so I can close this part out? Were the artifacts ever real? So anybody, if you can find any information about those artifacts, where they came from, the one that Joe broke, can you give me any information and all information you can find about it we can analyze it? Could it have possibly have been fabricated? Please.
I can offer maybe a tiny bit on that. And this is something I'm not 100% sure on, but there's a few clips of him with that machine. It almost looks like a man kind of huddling with his head down, and there's a crystal that lights up when he touches it to it. I don't believe that was real. I live in Mexico, and I've been on a few excursions, and there are ones that are known for sort of placing things that seem to be completely insane. You can only handle them in such a manner. So, I mean, that's all I got there. Some of it can just be for video, but I think his stance on electricity and free electricity and using our magnetic energy in the world, that's a big part of why he was getting shut down. But thank you.
So you guys wanna go to my mailbox and see some of the stuff we got that's been delivered for the piezoelectric free energy device, since we're talking about it? Yes or no? I can start worrying about questions, but I also did have multiple projects that I assigned to my plate, and I was going to work on them all simultaneously. And so now I realize how distracted I've been these past 4 days.
I am very excited to see that. And I actually, I know Brendan was reading some stuff, but reading and dissecting that ancient, the magnetism and magic, I think more of that needs to happen too, because keeping those texts alive, not only through digital version, but that's how, the oldest generations before written text kept stories alive was with each other, with reading, with, we're around campfires and that innate sense of connection with community. I think that was a fantastic place to start.
Yeah, I agree.
And I very much, because that text can be insanely hard to decipher. So taking the time to stop and examine and break it down and open it for conversation is an incredible resource.
I totally agree. I think a lot of the stuff that's posted is tough to read. Like, it's not something that you can just sit down and pick it up before you go to bed. Like, it requires notes. The way that language was used is a little bit different. So making it palatable, I think, is part of continuing what Joe was doing and kind of carrying the baton, not only just to make it available, but to make it palatable.
I probably want to put it on. I haven't been outside in days, y'all. Like, I'm serious. No.
Look at them shades.
Oh yeah, no, I just needed to like cover myself a little bit. So y'all see the reflection of my phone lamp.
I had one more thought real quick before I pop out.
Yeah.
So remember that Amy Eskridge that passed a few years ago, and when Joe Wilcock died, a lot of her old videos were coming through. One's about how she was also working on anti-gravity, different types of energy, but she was talking about how she believed she was like being tortured by energy weapons, ways for them to look at her keyboard. So it could be that something similar happened to him. They're able to, and when I say they're, I'm not sure if it's a shadow government or an actual government entity, but direct, basically microwave energy. They were doing it at her hands. They were red. They were burnt, looked more like sunburnt than like, burnt with blisters. But it seems like a lot of people that are working on free energy, ancient civilizations, and how they were able to do these incredible things, they either unalive themselves or get lost in some kind of very mysterious way. And I don't think we're ever going to get, straight up answers about him. But I think that what you're doing is a huge part of continuing a story, a narrative that absolutely needs to be told for like things to improve in the world, for us to be able to potentially use and harness free energy from the Earth's magnetic poles and our own magnetic pole. I don't know. I can't get that out of my head. That video of her reminds me of him, the way that she was like that. I don't know how much you can believe what his girlfriend said, but was describing him being nervous and all of these things. It reminded me of the kind of state that Amy Eskridge was in before she lost her life.
There was actually, I believe it was 109 scientists over 5 different countries that are in the same field, astrophysicists, physicists, like top of their field, energy work, all of that have met similar circumstances, whether it's quote unquote by their own hands or a car accident or they went hiking and just disappeared. I mean, it goes as far back. I think one of the most notable recordings we ever have was Tesla and the mystery that surrounds the missing briefcases and the work and how they bankrupt him over and over and over. And then look what happened to him. And then his studies went, his documentation, his information went missing. It's, as Joe said, you know, as human beings, electricity was never meant to be bought and sold.
Yeah, I think
So
that
bad
it all
that
kind
you're
of connects back to the Tesla stuff too. One thing really cool that I don't know if it's well known, but that I figured out that has to do with like the when you understand frequency and the importance of 3, 6, and 9, that energy can be, you know, universal. I don't know the exact quote, but the number 3 and its multiples don't work like the rest of numbers. Like for example, a third times 3 should equal 3, right? Yeah, but it doesn't. It equals 0.999999999 repeating, because 1/3 is equal to 0.3 repeating, and that happens with all of its multiples too. And I'm no mathematician, but it seems to me like there's something about that floating 0.1 repeating percent that might have to do with the magnetic energy that we have access to. The pyramids also, the way that they could like supply tons and tons of acres with water and irrigation. There's something that we're missing, and a lot of these people were right on the tail of it. That's what I think.
No, I agree. And whether you believe in scientific method or you believe in religious texts, the 3 has always been, you know, the Holy Trinity, or in the side of math is pi, 3.14, or as you mentioned, the thirds. It appears repeatedly.
So you guys want to see everything I've got so far?
Let's see the goods.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let's check it out.
So I have the capacitors, the sounding bowl, these diodes. I'll show it all. But it's not, it's only like half the stuff. Most of it's coming from out of the country.
On the topic of Tesla, I'd like to add to that real quick, if it's all right. Does everyone understand that what he was trying to show you is the key to everything? If you can understand the significance of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, you will unlock the key to the universe. That's his quote, correct? So once you understand that the numbers 3, 6, and 9 aren't the whole pattern, that they are the governing factors of reality, in a sense, where 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, and that infinite pattern can be made up and thought of as anything infinite possibilities, infinite choices, for example. And then you take 3 and 6. Those two numbers, if you understand how the vortex math is behind it, those two numbers actually govern the infinite possibilities, because it bounces back and forth between 3 and 6, or introduces duality in a sense, polarity. And then 9 is the creation itself, or
Yes,
the outcome.
So yeah, 6 is balance, 3 is yeah. 9 is hold on. 3, 6, 9. I wrote these all down and I gave everything. People kept talking about it and I'm like, okay, I have to learn, because like they're like, you need to learn it, I'm like, okay. And I know a lot of teachings from Pythagoras. I'm very good at like geometry and algebra, but I don't know everything. So like if there, there's certain things that I have, of course, haven't like correlated to,
So in other words, you're telling me my whole life I've been bad at math. That's why I've been bad at life.
The building blocks to everything is math. Everything, the building blocks to all things.
100%.
Numbers look like this. Somebody perceived what mathematics was, and they came up with a language as in 0 through 9, so they could teach it to somebody else. That's just another language that's plugged in to the real
to help
language.
them understand the reality from a mathematical sense. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not it's technically a human creation, but it's discovered. It was first discovered and then had to interpret a language to understand what the fuck it meant. But do you actually know the mathematics behind how that 369 structure works and why it's implemented in certain...
Yeah, triangles. Triangles are the strongest structure known to man.
Correct. So that's the 369, yeah? The
Yes.
triangle, the 3. And God is 3 letters, hence why that whole structure of 3 can be implemented into creator, creation.
Only in the
everything.
English language. Only in the English language. That's why people are like, dog spelled backwards means God. Only in the English language. There's multiple
Yes.
languages. That's just one perceived language. And there's nothing miraculous about the language itself, but people, they attribute things that they don't understand to be miraculous.
It's not about being miraculous or actually understanding certain things from one perspective. There's obviously different languages for a reason to understand it in their own way. Obviously, I'm Māori myself, of Māori descent, so I have my te reo. I understand this in a different sense in that way, but I also understand it in the English sense because of the English language. But if you obviously take one and compound it, right? You double it because that's how cells work, yes? Cells split.
Well, they don't compound. They
double
copy each other. They divide.
They double.
They
yeah?
replicate. They replicate. So that's how actually cancer forms, is by a mutated cell replicating.
Yes. So one would split into 2, 2 splits into 4, yes? Replicates itself, each and every one of them. Yeah. So that 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, you take that number 8, you double it. 1 and
7
6
would
is...
be in there. It would be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16.
Yes, but in vortex math, because you have to break it down to a single digit,
No, they split.
it would break down to... No, this is just the understanding of Tesla. This
Got you. So not
this,
cells.
this is the understanding of what that vortex math 369, how to understand it, right? You got to implement certain mathematics, which is called vortex math, to break it down into one digit, which is widely used in things like numerology and all this kind of stuff to understand certain things,
There's
right?
even a book in the Bible called Numbers.
Right. So when you double it, it gets to 16, 1 and 6 is 7, double 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. So that's where that infinite, and 5 doubled is 10, 1 and 0 is 1. That's where it starts again. That's where that infinite pattern comes in, right? Now you double 3, you get 6, you double 6, you get 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So that's how that bounces back and forth. Okay? And then you double 9, 9 always equals itself.
So the same thing with the triangle, the same thing with the circle. And that's why when you divide the circumference by the diameter or the radius, you get 3.14
Yeah.
everything. Because why?
You get pi.
The circle is a closed, perfect figure. It always goes into infinity. So that number is never going to stop. You look at it because it at a numerical aspect, but if you look at it at a physical standpoint, that's why it goes into infinity, because it's closed perfection.
It's the number 0. It's infinite nothingness. It represents
It's actually
nothing,
not
but also
because
it's
the
something.
number is 0. We came up with 0. We gave the symbol to 0. It's because of the actual circle. 0 is an oval. A circle is not oval.
Yes. You're missing the point.
No, I'm
trying to
actually,
explain.
I'm right up there and ahead of you.
Okay.
So it just sucks that, like, you don't have to try and come up here and try to teach me math. You never asked if I understood it. I told you I understood the triangle, and I told you I understood teachings from Pythagoras. And so, you just kept digging it, and like, I already understand. The reason why these shapes in ancient geometry and how we understand why they're so sacred and the things about them, as you were attributing to 369, I correlated that to the circle.
Okay.
All
So
right.
where's the circle in
I'm
the
not trying to
360?
argue, but I just what's understood doesn't need to be explained. Yes, late. You know what? Yes, I did. When I left and I was off for like hours. Yeah, so I fell asleep from 7 to almost midnight. So I had 5 hours. I came on until like 4, and then I fell asleep until like 9. So yeah, I've had about 10 hours. Yes. So yeah, um, back. So I asked him, "Did you understand what happened here?" I asked, "Can you guys come up here and keep me on track?" And this guy comes up here and just starts going off about not being on track. So my question was, before I even propped him up here, were the artifacts ever real? Someone gave me interesting information and said maybe it was all for video. And that was, I believe, either Maverick or CS Mama or Carly.
Yeah, I mentioned that there are places in Mexico around the ruins that are specifically and like by the locals known to have just like mind-boggling things that you can't really touch a ton, or there's lore behind that sometimes that there are burial sites where there are things staged. I don't know specifically, but the one with the guy holding the crystal that lights up, just based on my own thoughts, I guess we could say, I don't think that that one was specifically real, but I think that a lot of the artifacts that he did find and have were legit, but that one specifically didn't feel right to me.
Yeah, they call them tourist traps.
So speaking,
Yes.
a friend from across the pond said she has done a lot of digging. So Leaf, can you tell us what you have found? Here, if it's gonna not load you, I can bring you down and try again because it does glitch. So I'll send you another invite. Right, right, Crystal. No, I totally right. That's the thing. That's why. So when you read the introduction of key magnet, or sorry, the magnetism and psychic forces, when you read it, it tells you that there was once a time where men had thought they had exhausted all that have ever been, all thoughts and everything that this was to experience in this material world. And magnetism itself, magnetic, magic, remove the net, they're both the same word. So magnetism was something that stood in the background, that was considered something that didn't exist because it wasn't understood. So right, you're not the only one. So many people share that same, well, most humans that have ever lived thought the exact same thing. Hi, Leaf.
Hi, sorry, I tried to join, but it kicked me out completely, out of the app completely. It was so weird.
Oh my gosh. So what did you find? So my questions for today, right now in front of my face, I mean, we can have answers to whatever, but were the artifacts ever real? Was he cremated? Joe's financials and this 501c3 from, the guy that's attacking me, his financials. We just want to see who Joe is paying.
There was another content creator, I can't remember his name, but he posted something about another content creator and had his face up. I can't remember his name now though. But there's speculation that it's man-made artifacts, they're not real. And then some people say that it is real, so I don't know.
So it's still a question.
I think the biggest one that came up last night was, again, talking about Christ consciousness and talking about your frequencies and talking about all these different ideas, is that the possession could have been genuine even if the artifact was fake, because
The thing is, it's people misunderstood what Christ was teaching. He wasn't telling you how to tap into his consciousness. He was saying this temple that I'm exhibiting and that I'm trying to show you is within you, not me. He's like, the power, the temple is within you.
right,
The
but
power
that's
to the
what I
temple is within you.
by what he's saying and what he was
It's your
doing is that people are stating by what Joe may have believed could have been stronger than whether that was real or not.
right.
That psychosis is a real thing, and that if he fully truly believed what was happening to him, that he could have materialized in his own psyche and in his own consciousness what he was going through, and it
Yeah,
could
no,
have
it's a
been genuinely
placebo.
real to
It's called a
him.
placebo effect.
Right, right. So that was the other theory that's tied to that, whether the artifact was real or whether it was fake, that what he perceived and what his belief was with everything that he's opened himself up to.
So someone maybe, possibly told him, hey, these artifacts are real, knowing they weren't real, brought him on this trip, and somehow made it either very fragile or it exploded or something. There's possibilities here. That's why you have to ask these questions. What happened with it? Was it real? How did this, you have to draw up theories and then test them and then find out what's wrong with them, change them. That's all part of an investigation. And just because someone's doing this live doesn't mean, people want, the law enforcement don't want anybody knowing because that's just how it's been set up. But we can all investigate together. The power's within all of us. We're more powerful together than, if 500 of us want to group together and think the exact same thought and work on the exact same thing, that's just as many people that run this country in the federal government. So
Another theory that had popped up was apparently, I don't know what it is, 2CE. That 2CE may have been introduced to his bloodstream.
may have been.
Which apparently can increase body temperatures and induce hallucinations. I guess
You want to know what happened? So I was told by Brian Butler that he was admitted by Alex because I guess he was found unresponsive. And I was like, so people can put things on the edge of a glass. Things aren't always ingested. And I just threw that out there because he didn't say how, but he even said he's like, right. So either he was feeding me down like leading a lamb, or he agreed and gave up that's what happened. So if you're saying that it may have been happened again at this place.
But he also was very adamant last night that he says that Alex had nothing to do with it, that they weren't married, she had no right. But I'll tell you right now, my ex went through a mental breakdown, and the amount of avenues.
He was adamant.
Brian.
He said that she has no right to what?
That she wouldn't have had the ability to commit him because they weren't legally married, and that where they were did not honor common law marriage, which they weren't even together. For most places, for common law marriage is like, I think 7 years.
So maybe it was his brother or his mother.
And they said that that's why I think some investigation needs to be done on the statutes as to what the actual requirements are, because according to him, it has to be two people.
He told me specifically that Alex called because he was found unresponsive, and that's just what she's been dealing with since either July 14th or the 28th, because he went the 14th and he went the 28th, but we don't have anything on the 14th.
Yeah, he said that she had found that note, and that she posted, I guess now deleted, text messages to verify his state of mind, because she was trying to combat whatever it was and show what kind of a state he was in. And some people said they still have the messages, but I guess she's since removed them to basically prove his state of mind at the time, that note was why. But he's saying that she had nothing to do with it. She couldn't have anything to do with it, but if someone is in that much distress, whether you're married or not, they're gonna take your word for that, and they're gonna try to do something with that person.
Yeah, your
I
parents
mean,
don't have anything over you. When, especially if you're found unresponsive and they called while you're unresponsive, how could he admit himself?
right.
That's what Brian told me, and he told everybody that was in the live at that time.
Yeah, so he posted a contradictory statement then, which seems to be a pattern anyway.
Yep. Whenever I post any contradictory things, it's literally because I lie about my personal information on purpose, because I know that that's how he gets his information. It's through on lives. So there's things that I do tell you, but if it's any identifying, like, real information about who, like, my identity is or whatever, I've always threw a loop in that. Like, I've always let people know, like, okay, so I know that, like, so yeah, I'm under an HR investigation at work that I most likely will get fired for. I've said that I'm probably getting fired from my job. And so I've just wrote it off as I'm getting fired. That man hasn't done anything but take my word for it. So he doesn't verify anything. And so I just prove that, like, no, I'm in this thing with HR at my work. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was on the live when you said that, but I think it was also because you had been going, I think it was like 4 days in, like hardcore, and I don't think you really processed that. It just came out, and then you figured it out after the fact.
Yeah.
Sorted it all out.
There was that. Yeah, I didn't submit it LOA. I was technically getting fired, and I filled all this stuff out. But that's the thing. He didn't do an investigation. And the man said right here, he only posts verified information. Look at the bottom of this message he sent me. He said, if I tell you something, that's what it is. It's because I have no reason to lie to you, just because if I post it here, it's because I don't post it until it gets verified and has been cross-verified right here at the bottom. So you didn't even get my name right, Brian.
Which,
like, for real. And
going
so
back to
this
that,
guy is so contradictory in himself. So I'm glad that I played the chess game that I've been playing on purpose, because it only makes him look like the fool, and I'm actually the one asking the real questions.
the C2E, apparently Joe had a vaccination.
Let him blast on Facebook. He's mad. He's mad because he's actually broke. We found his financials, and I just kind of was like, yeah, he's kind of broke. He filed for Chapter 11 2 years ago, allegedly. Allegedly.
Which all Chapter 11 does is release his financials. There's
Chapter 7 and Chapter 11.
Well, there's a big umbrella under that, and why people do that, and it's kind of a loophole, to be honest, to get people out of financial responsibility for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it provides for the reorganization, usually of a corporation or a partnership. So, yeah. Neither chapter to file is universally better. Both are bankruptcies. So he wants to come at me and get mad about, like, my $80 that I made in live in the last 7 days because people choose to just send gifts, and I'm like, don't send gifts. That shit is just ridiculous. And then he's like going off about a GoFundMe that was made. You all can see what it was spent on. Obviously, though, all those websites and attacking it, plus everything for this free energy device. He said it was over $1,000 and never even reached $1,000. I got capacitors, I got the diodes, I got the sounding device, and I got all the piezoelectrics coming through customs as we speak. Some of them already came through. I still have a few more. I still have the piezoelectric power supply, the piezoelectric ceramic discs that have to come in, and I still have more to the bridge rectifier that's coming in, which is part of the power supply. The power supply is the bridge rectifier. When everything plugs in, it's when it becomes a bridge rectifier, because it's the bridge. So yeah. Anyway, so one thing Dylan doesn't do is make money off Joe Fells in every video I post. Do you see this? Creator Marketplace, 0. Everything from live from the last 7 days. Everything total, the last 7 days, Sorry, that's the total, last 7 days. Everything's from Live Rewards, Creator Program. I bet you Brian is in the Creator Rewards program. I'm nuts. I'm nuts. And yet, that's my profile. I'm not in it. Not making no money off of none of those videos. Who's a real grifter? Who's really mad? Because to be honest with you, this is what people are trying to prevent. They didn't want you to have access to all this knowledge for free. And as you see, they're free. Even the most sought after book, Joe's book, that book, Ancient Magic, Magnetism, scroll all the way to the bottom. It's absolutely free. That's what people are tripping out about because people wanted to make money off this. That's why those books weren't released on the day that they were supposed to release. So I made sure you got them. And then it led to, okay, it was all a social experiment. I posted a video with the Bible saying, hey, government, let's see something. And then it started from there. And yeah, I found out it probably wasn't necessarily the government, or maybe, who knows, but there's a lot of other people who jumped at that, right? And so it became very suspicious, and I'm like, okay, there's more to this. So that's when I started doing the investigation, the energy device and everything. So I've just really focused on trying to find facts before all these things are finalized. But I also have to wait till everything comes in to actually plug everything in to actually start the device to make it create electricity. And all I have to do is show you that it turns a LED light on out of just nothing, out of your own stuff out of your house, and boom. You created free electricity, free energy, and you can just engineer it to make it better. So if it works, which I know it will, guess what's going to work better? Church bells or a pipe organ. Because this right here, what I'm using is a device with the lowest resonance, okay? If it's possible, that means you can create mass amounts of electricity by putting magnetic diodes around church bells with a single pull that bang, 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 and the vibrations in that bell are at 9,000 hertz, 9 kilohertz. And a pipe organ is at 16,000 hertz, 16 kilohertz. So if you really wanted to turn a church into a huge power plant, you could.
I'm very excited to watch that all come together because it's a different theory than what he'd been working on, and I think it's an interesting perspective
It's
on a
very
different, the
mystical.
same thing.
It's like bringing fantasy and Frankenstein and everything back into showing you it's real. So I can't wait till it's all here. Let me actually go through my email and show you that it's actually in customs. So
It's wild that you can't get majority of the parts here. That just blows my mind.
right, I know. That's what was so crazy. You want to know, in this whole city, all that was available of all these parts was the capacitors, and those itself was so hard to find. The capacitors and the sounding bowl itself. But I also needed the right kind. But then I also realized, you know what? It doesn't matter. I can get sound. I can get vibrations to resonate off of all of them. But the biggest one was the best. You need something with taller, because the taller the wall, the more verbiage is on the whatever, the more vibrations at the top.
Yeah.
The vibrations, that.
Yeah, I had watched one that Joe did with I can't remember his name. The doctor, somebody said his name yesterday. I think it starts with a P. He was doing it with the Spanish soda bottles, like the glass soda bottles. And had a box with just a little Rubbermaid, like Tupperware plastic container with water, and he had 6 of these glass bottles, and everything was connected. And it's just wild, like recycled resource materials. It's amazing what you can do, really do. I was interested to see, because he started doing energy classes and teaching other people what he had learned. And
So Greg, listen, my thoughts on Greg is that he speaks without a lot of proof. He has a lot of conviction without a lot of proof, and that's all I'll say.
yeah.
And so Brian told me not look into the house. I looked into the house, and now, this is where we're at. And I asked who took him to the house, and so that's where we got all a roadblock. And so I had the connection with Brian at first, and he was giving me liminal facts, very liminal facts. So I would write them down, and I made a timeline with them. Right here. And so out of all the information he gave me, it's funny, he would give me ample information and then drop out. Ample information and then drop out. So every time he'd come in, I'd have a new question. And so it got to the point where no questions were being answered. No.
Good as well. Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole there, Turner. Cancer is pharmaceutical. They've had cures and all kinds of studies and all kinds of information on that they'll never release because it's a multi-billion-dollar corporate.
Who knows? I don't know where Alex is. She's not doing much, but really late on the obituary, really late on planning the funeral. Then, send me what you have, please, is what she sent me 2 days ago. Well, actually 36 hours ago. Never ever reached out, said hi or thank you for anything of how much I've devoted myself into this. Just send me what you have. Excuse me? You have my phone number. Her and Brian both have my phone number. If they really wanted to get information, it's just a phone call and boom, I'll give you anything you want to know. But I'll have questions first. Nothing. Not a response, nothing. Right, and he was also all over Charlie Kirk's murder too, and allegedly was friends with Charlie Kirk. I actually made a video and I posted it on my other page, and I actually drove to Arizona a couple months ago and I poured one out at TPUSA for Charlie. And I know he didn't drink, but I was given the circumstances around everything, I'm pretty sure he might be all right, you know what? Yeah, if you take the 2 off my profile and scroll down, you would see it. Because I have another profile, but I just put a 2 at the end of this one. But yeah. I don't care what you believe in. I care about human life. I'm supposed to get along with everybody on the other side of this place so I can make it there. And everybody else. You're supposed to be able to get along with everybody. And it's really hard that when you are seeking truth, you just have to learn to just brush it off. And I'm still learning that in myself. So I have this timeline, and so there's just so much that just he's sorry, I hate to bring this in, but there's so many fibs that have already been spread by said person, so it's really hard to say if any of what was told to me was even factual. So there was something that was told to me by that person, by his friend, that said he was last seen by a physical person, admittedly by 6:30 p.m. So he was last seen on a camera at 10:30 p.m. So 4 hours goes by. I want to know, when is curfew? Because now with other things that are being spread on the internet, there's possible other information that needs to be looked into. Someone came in here, thoughts, and that's the person who said that. Well, someone came to me and said that there's so much more mystery that's being said about it, that he knows exactly what happened, how it happened, that he was standing in a chair and that someone pulled the chair out from under him while he was trying to fake it for a video, and that then they just left him. That was alleged what someone told me that was posted about Thoth. Can anyone verify that? Yeah. There's an Anna Rachel Fells, that's his sister. And they seemed really close, not gonna lie. But I also remember Joe saying that he cut off all his family. I remember seeing people send me things about this, and not just a couple, like a lot.
I had seen that, and she made one singular post about him.
Yeah, and then also plugged in her book, or her faith, her healing thing, contact tracing, any healing, whatever. So they all use him to make a business.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, she had said that they used to be running partners and they used to be very close. But if I remember correctly, in that singular post, she did say that they had grown distant, or they hadn't spoken as often as they used to, or however the verbiage was put.
And it's just crazy, and how they all turn around to try and make money off of Joe. And all he was trying to do is offer you books for free, and they tried to stop that. Like, how could all these people are wanting these books? It's going viral. All these people want these books that start charging. How evil. Let's open up all these businesses after my brother passes. And not only that, and green, let's just call it really out, because this is what really sets me off. In West Georgia Wellness, they just had a wave of promotions this month after Joe Fells passed away. So that's also been being, distracted from talking about. So yeah. West Georgia Wellness Center wave of promotions this month. West Georgia Wellness, not actually specifically West Georgia Wellness itself, not West Georgia Wellness exactly itself, but its sisters, Hope Restoration as well, and Hope Harbor Wellness. Yeah, all those, they're just this, I guess August is, you get a promotion, everyone gets a promotion. No accountability for Joe Fells. Let's not talk about it. Let's just sweep it under the rug. No accountability. Just promotion, not internally see what we're doing wrong and how we can do better.
So Pamela just posted a link to a Facebook to Thought Music, and he talks about the chair and something else.
Mm-hmm.
He did talk about it right now. He said something about the handler and how the handler kicked the chair out. I'm in the process. I'm disappearing to watch it because it's got captions on it so I can read it while I watch it.
This is like burning me up. I just don't know if it's true, so I can't let it affect me. Because Brian did say, listen, he didn't say any lies, or sorry, not Brian. Greg didn't say any lies about me. He just said that I was stupid for not selling you guys the books and that I made it free. He didn't say this on a video. He said it on a phone call. Flock cameras. No, he didn't have a phone call to me. It was about me. And said that I was stupid for uploading the books for free and not charging. So I guess he would have thought anybody else was stupid, including Joe, for doing that. No, I'm not going off. Nope, I didn't make a single post about it. I took one good look at him. I'm like, this guy is not a threat to me. Not a single threat. I have SDs all over this planet that just don't want anything to happen to me. So, not in that form of where I actually where I like beg them for money, because I don't do that. I'm actually a good person, but I do have a lot of people just from my previous endeavors in life that don't want to see anything happen to me, including the people in my apartment complex, because they also have, a lot of them know what's going on. And they have seen this stuff. They have seen this stuff. That's why none of them are actually coming up in a box. This is a thing. Anybody that actually knows me, that lives near me, can't come up in a box. Like, I'm like very careful.
The accusations in that video are wild. I
Come
sent
on
it
up
to
here.
you.
Tanya, I took away everyone's moderator access. Come up here again. I'll give it back to you. No, wait, did I take yours away? I might have. Yeah, I might have. But it was everybody that wasn't up here because of what happened with Brennan last night. I just wanted to like tighten the reins and be like, hold up now. But you can come up here. There you go. That's awesome. I'm glad you're off work today. Have a rest. You don't have to come waste it here. And Tanya, I saw that you sent me an email telling me to visit the website if I haven't already, West Georgia Wellness. I haven't visited the website, and I won't visit the website. I won't click their link because they have control of who sees it. So, yeah. Who said that? Oh, was that Greg? Greg said that? So, yeah, these people really just want money off of Joe. They looked at him as an investment, not a friend. These weren't friends. These were financial people, financial advisors, people trying to make money and not advising correctly. I have to use the restroom. I will be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. Bye. Yeah, put down the camera. You go. It's not the end. Oh, great. Here, Ted. Yeah, you just make sure Mama don't touch. Mama wants to kill that lizard. See the artifacts.
That video claims that because Joe cost him $250,000, anybody is welcome to contact him for the information that he has, but it's going to cost. He says that it's going to cost TMZ for the information. He specifically references them a couple times, but he claims there's a very wild claim in there. I sent you the link if you get a chance to watch it of your own volition at some point.
I do not want that evil to reside in my mind. I would rather it be shared in other ways for people who are already just curious. If you've seen it, just tell me. Don't.
Yeah, he talks about that theory of the chair and who was recording it, and that it was supposed to be a metaphor for us
America.
as a society, that piece around the neck was us being blank by America, and that it was supposed to be a metaphor.
And instead, his handler kicked the chair out from underneath him.
And he's referring to her.
Yeah.
And saying
Actually,
that
he
she
said-
was the one that recorded it.
He said she stood up and kicked it.
And he said she bumped into it.
Yeah.
And then why did they get him off? Because is that why? Because they realized they couldn't get him off, and that's why they needed the fire department to cut it off, and they realized they were in too deep, and then they set up the 3 rocks.
Probably.
Absolutely wild.
Hey guys. Hey Dylan.
Hi, honey.
Wait.
I'm
3
really
rocks?
sorry about last night. I think Brendan had good intentions. I think we all had good intentions.
You all did, and that's the thing. The evil is really good at disguising itself as a sheep.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
With any information detrimental shared, just be honest. I'm not going to be upset. I just need to know what I have against me.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what information was shared?
We were just looking at the property. That's mostly what was going on. For a while there, we did have one lady who just came in and was ranting. I tried to redirect back to we're investigating about Joe Fells.
What's her name by chance?
It was D something. D, and it was like
So what
maybe
happened with this girl, Mariah Lynn?
I don't recognize that name.
She said people were bullying her. She sent me a DM at 9 p.m. last night around-ish and said that people were bullying her and that she was brought. She sent me a long message and it deleted as soon as, oh, here it is. You know, this morning I tried to send a message to you about your friend because I feel awful for your community, and you all mocked me and were mean to me, and I was being honest in what I saw. I did not to see the video. It scared me. It was very scary how accurate it was. I'm sorry this happened. I don't know why I had to see it. I don't know what's driving me. What about my friend? What video did she talk about?
I may not have been in there for that part. I don't recall that at all. No, I saw no bullying really.
This woman right here.
There was a couple of strange. I do not recognize that face. So I feel like that may be false information. I don't recognize either of those faces.
All right, thank you for not following back.
No, yeah, absolutely. You're welcome.
But I just want to make sure, you know.
Yeah, no, I did not recognize that name or that face. I don't
That's so
think he's.
bad. I said I was asleep. I'm sorry. You know, come back on live. They used my brother while I was asleep to control my audience.
You know, Brendan would not allow bullying. Like, he's such a genuine soul.
No, but if anybody were to just be like, "Oh, I knew Joe. Can you help me?" While I'm not here, he would do it.
Oh no, we actually didn't get that far. There was a lady
person,
that
there was a person that you haven't mentioned. There was a person that came up here that said they were Joe's marketing person. He came up here. He was talking in the live.
Oh yeah. Okay, what was that name? I told him to get out. I think Sugar came up and blocked him. I asked him what he wanted, what was his purpose. He was saying, you know, he said a couple things like laughing at us, said that we didn't have lives. And basically that's when Sugar popped in and she was like, block. She's like, yeah, we're not going to have that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me that truth.
Yeah, no problem. I'm completely transparent with you. You know that. I sent you that for protection the other day.
Yeah. That girl Nikki is just spamming responses to me and calling me mentally insane, mentally unstable, and all I did was say this.
Dylan, did you?
I don't know even what happened with all of that. I must have missed all of that because I do work full time.
Dylan,
I think you might be stupid one, and I'm like, and she sent me this whole rant. I'm just like, good for you. I said, I post my info. You post my info to the internet, and you lead with a heart of gold. Is a comment from someone as I read your email about or aloud on live, and then she's like, you're legit mentally unstable, and all I said was, that's your response to good for you. Maybe you are. So yeah, they're just like tripping out on
Dylan,
me.
you know you can go back and watch that whole recording.
Live?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They saved to my live studio.
Oh, okay, I was just making sure that you knew that.
Yep.
Yeah, so Dylan, there was a woman that came in and she was just ranting about conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory. And Brendan, you know, he's so sweet. I did twice try to redirect, and I said, look, we have to get back to, this is about Joe. I was like, we all love the conspiracies, but this page is like dedicated to finding out about Joe, you know. And I think somebody ended up just taking her down. Maybe Brendan did. Because she was just going on and on. It was too much. And we didn't want to be rude. We would, I mean.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, she was nice and she does seem to have some knowledge, but.
Sometimes you just have to pull the reins in.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, we know that conspiracy was created by the three-letter agency, but Joe is not Masonic, CIA, PSYOP. Okay,
Yeah,
well, if you know that for a fact, I want to see the evidence that shows that he was one. Okay, well, show me the evidence of that.
Guess who also claims that they know Charlie Kirk was all over his investigation as well? That guy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I didn't know it either until all these people are doing their sleuthing. Anything that you can find me about Brian Butler and everything about him, just send it to me. I don't care if it's repeat information at this point. I would just everything that you can find, like peculiar things, like just you want to post my information to Facebook? Go ahead. I'm going to find everything.
You mean
a wire.
Brian or
Brian posted all my
Chosen.
information. He posted all my information to Facebook last night.
So
Incorrect
they're
information.
doxing you.
Information, yeah.
That's
That's a
illegal. That's
that's a
illegal. You have
that is
that's a
a
You
lawsuit.
want to see it?
that's
That's
a
a lawsuit,
that
Dylan.
is a federal crime.
He also lied and said that I had a GoFundMe of over $1,000. It's closed. Never reached $1,000.
We know your GoFundMe is not built for. Yeah, no, we know what you're doing with your GoFundMe.
My rent is $2,000. I sat here on live and spent what was donated and showed you what it went to. The free energy device and the website.
You don't
You
have
can
to
go to the
explain
grocery
yourself.
store and buy 4 things, and it'll be $90.
Don't worry. When they want to ask where I get my money from other than work, they're going to find everything out. That I actually am an adult superstar. So
You don't have to explain yourself, Dylan. Your
No.
supporters
Go ahead.
know.
Let me go ahead and show you.
You are gonna get yourself all wound up again.
No, it's not even wound up. It's they don't know, and so it's combating misinformation.
Listen, those who know don't mind, and those who mind don't matter.
Right, I know. That's the problem.
So, no, but this is so you can't just tell me to ignore when someone's doxing my location. I think that's not very mentally sound of you. This is my information. This is my state. He tried to put my name. He got the wrong last name. I've been married 3 times. He was recently fired. I'm actually on an LOA. I knew he was getting his information from my lives, so I don't want anybody to know where my job is. But since he wants to go ahead and not
Don't.
actually do an investigation, said it was over $1,000. I showed you last night. There was not even $1,000 in it, and it's closed.
Well, you don't have to do all that, Dylan. We know.
Deleted. Show one. Boom. It won't even let me click it to show you what was in it. But it was not even $1,000. I showed it last night and the people that were recording, and I can pull up my screen recording because now that I've actually deleted everything, I can't show you guys anymore. It won't even let me see it.
You don't have
Why
to
do you say
explain
that,
yourself.
Shadow Phoenix?
Because there's been a lot of famous people that have been taking their own lives, supposedly.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get that. Okay.
Like Hayden Panettiere just passed away earlier this
Yes.
week.
That was awful.
It's been happening for centuries. You had Chester Bennington and all of them. Like,
Chris Cornell,
yep.
Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, that one hit hard.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one
for
did.
sure.
I loved him.
So did I.
Who was the guy that did Microsoft?
Oh, you're talking about Bill Gates?
No, not him. Not Microsoft. He did the computers.
Steve Jobs?
No. I can't remember, but he had a KILL switch. But anyways, they offed him too because he was trying to come out with the truth. Michael
Exactly.
Jackson, Marilyn Monroe.
Right, a fake artifact ring. Right, because you see all these people charging thousands of dollars on the internet for them.
McAfee, thank you.
Oh, did they take McAfee out too?
Yeah, years ago.
I
He
guess I
was
didn't
trying-
realize
he
that
was-
one.
Yeah, he was trying to come out with the truth too.
All right, loves, I am off for the afternoon. My daughter has been patiently waiting to make back to school cards for her teachers, so I will check in on y'all
Aw.
later.
Bye,
So,
Texas.
Queen of Taps. I don't know if you know the whole situation with EP, but I read a lot of emails, and there is that ring, and it is factual in those emails.
So yeah, it's just a bunch of scammers that are trying to make money in this world. It's so
Yes,
hard
Green
to
Raven.
scam you. They're trying to scam the rich, so you're going to find a lot of fake things. So that makes a lot of sense if it is fake. I'm not declaring that it is, but now that we know that it's very possible.
I don't think that he would fake the him like trying to make a skit out of America just using a rope around there, because he took that seriously.
Do you remember when everybody thought Julian Brown had been, when he went missing for a year?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe that they probably could have been doing the exact same thing to go undercover, and it could have possibly been a freak accident, because when the fire department, how they cut it off of Joe, they had to get the fire department. Nobody could get it off them. They had to call the fire department to come cut it off.
Because it was a wire, wasn't it?
Apparently a very thick one.
Yeah, where do you get that from inside of a facility? You don't.
There should be no access to something like that, especially with those, alleged attempts.
Right.
You would hear someone ripping shit out of the wall if they were
Right.
Okay, so I was asking this last night and it never got answered. You remember how what's his face said that they walked past him several times thinking he was just standing there?
Yep. How?
If he was in the woods, because I was thinking he was in the kitchen the whole time.
Right.
I found that very bizarre too. He was just standing out there looking out at the trees.
For 10 hours. Same position.
Come on.
Yeah.
The last person that admittedly willingly seeing him, the last time they actually saw him, that they admit is 6:30 p.m. He was seen in the kitchen at 10:30 p.m. I want to know if he was seen with somebody, was he eating, any of those things.
Yeah, he would be floating in the fucking air because he's a shorter guy. Like, you would be able to fucking tell.
They said that there was 3 rocks set up, and this guy's saying that there was possibly a chair. So we need to look. Was the ground messed with in that area? Was the ground messed with to where there could have been you could have seen chair prints and then they dusted them over?
We won't ever know because they didn't investigate it.
And it's been weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, but we're also this guy that's claiming he has everything and he's going to sell it to TMZ because Joe cost him $250,000. He said the handler kicked the chair.
And we all
that
know
it was
who
all
the
meant that
handler
it was
is.
all supposed to be fake, to that he was there, that he videoed it, and now I guess they're all jumping ship. They're all jumping ship now because of this investigation we're doing.
Well, Julian's talking about going to a different country.
I heard that last night.
Yeah, he made a video on it. It's on his newest video.
He's probably terrified.
And it's just funny how they picked the perfect rehab that was so hard to locate a permit for or anything, and then we find a permit, it's not for that address. They strung things along. So it's
and it's weird to me that a 29-year-old has all of these facilities.
Yeah, well, if you look at who bought that house that he passed away in, it was her father, allegedly her father, Kevin Hardin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you look at his Facebook, that man looks like, I don't know, I expected someone older or something, but that man just looks like he's into just being hip, the new thing. Just look.
Well, she's 29, so he'd be in his 50s.
But look, oh yeah, he is, but he dresses like he's in his 20s. You should look at the shoelaces on his shoes. They're not tied, they barely stick out the sides.
What's his name again?
Kevin Hardin, Harden.
Okay, I'll go look him up in a little bit.
In Georgia.
So does she come from money?
Allegedly.
Okay.
And you can see on their Facebook pages, her and her husband, over time, her face and everything has changed. I think she's got work done. Not only that, it looks like they they were in humble beginnings, because you can look at the
Hmm.
the kitchen,
Yeah,
the
I've seen
picture,
her Facebook. Yeah.
look at the picture, and in the kitchen and everything, and the black refrigerator, the type of cabinets, you can tell
Hmm.
they weren't living in money at that point. And then somehow, and during COVID,
Hmm. A lot of fraudulent stuff started happening during COVID.
Hi, Allison.
Not with just them, but like a lot of people.
what's crazy to me is how no accountability was taken in West Georgia Wellness or any of those things that are associated with themselves. Everybody got promotions this month, but y'all didn't have any accountability for what happened. You didn't look internally in your company and said, all right, no promotions. We're not, something's not working. Let's figure it out. No, it's just promotion time.
Phoenix, I could see that. When people start messing with the GOV's money, like, you start getting targeted. The Baptist Association, what is that? Is this another cult?
Yeah, no, it's, well, basically all religions are. If they're not telling you the power is within you and saying that it is within you, and they pray over you and they're not doing what Jesus actually said, yeah, they're
Yeah.
lying to you.
I've
I'm
always
telling you,
thought
come back
that all
every
of these
Sunday. Come back every Sunday.
I've always thought religions were a cult.
John, the book of John 1, there's two books of John. John 1, chapter 2, come out of there, for they've turned my father's house into a market. But does the church ever tell you that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. My point. So my grandmother, my very hard church-going grandmother, we've been having these conversations. She now calls me every day because she doesn't go to church anymore, because she understands that the power of the temple is within her, and that all these people at church have been fake. And
It also says in the Bible, when there's 3 or more gathered, I
He
am
is there.
Yep. So that's another thing showing you don't have to
So
be
the
a
power
part
of the
of a
temple is
religion.
within you, but yes,
Absolutely.
when there's multiple of those temples, he is watching. He's there. The divine is paying attention.
There's energy there.
It's even more powerful. Yeah.
Yep.
And you are able, it's called the Revenant. I'm going to give you guys a secret. The Revenant is something that holds all the vengeance. They hold all their vengeance from all the wrong that they have ever done. And then at the right and perfect time, they release all of that to a higher power. And that higher power will cause unimaginable destruction. That is what the Revenant's job is. You have that power. I've displayed it. You have that power. Everybody has that power. The power of the temple is within you. And when the thirst for righteousness, when you truly are ready for it to come out, you have to understand, you have to give it. It's not, the secret is, it's not done through you. You've released it to a higher power willing to take on that endeavor, that has watched, that is willing to do your bidding. And it is not a demon, but it is through righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Thank you, Dylan.
Real Slim KTP is like telling us a lot about that community because she lives there. Queen Taps, that is in the very first Bibles and the new Bibles.
You're very welcome. Fuck. He doesn't know. It's not vegan. I need to move my location so it's not vegan anymore. Está bien. Take a breakfast. Come. Yeah. Please take a breakfast. I'm just trying to protect you.
She's say, she's saying the colleges are very. Hold on. She said the churches and colleges are so connected in this area.
I love him so much, and I know that that's the one thing that people will try to, and they're not going to. And if you do, as I said, what I just gave you guys before, the secret. Don't ever come from the people I love. Me love you, mi amor.
Y'all are so cute. I'll freaking love it.
So, the secret to love, the secret and access to open your heart is to put something else's needs before
your
yours.
own. Yep. That's what Jesus did for us.
That's right.
Yes.
And you know what? Like in today's society, like marriages, they give up so easily. But you know what? Jesus, he kept on falling, carrying that cross, and he kept on getting up, and he made it to his destination, and he still didn't give up at that point. And I feel like that's how marriages need to be today too.
Absolutely. Gracias, mi amor. He is just so amazing. And anybody that ever would try to hurt anybody for any reason, that should make you wonder, why would you do such a thing?
Right.
Why would you do such a thing?
Is he in there about to cook for you?
Yes, he is. You know he is.
Oh, what an angel.
I freaking love it.
You do need to eat something good, Dylan.
Yeah. But so does he, and so does everyone else. I don't know.
Yes.
Is Brendan here, or is he at Trabajo? Oh, he's here.
Prove them wrong, babe. You're exactly right.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. We've been through a lot for the past couple years. I don't want to say exactly how many, but the second longest relationship I've ever had. And the most loving, the most pure. Who just sent me this?
Dylan, what's your thoughts on being equally yoked?
Hold on, I'm looking at licenses.
Tiffany sent you an email.
Yep. Yeah, we need one for that actual address for the house. So,
What are you looking for exactly? Because if it has to do with real estate, I could possibly get something for you.
No, I'm asking a question. So no, in Georgia, a residential rehab facility, I asked it, if you open a rehab in Georgia, can you open the license and permit at a different address than the actual residential rehab? It says no, in Georgia, residential rehab facility, such as drug abuse treatment, education program, or personal care home, must have its state licenses and operational permit tied directly to the exact physical address where the patients reside and receive care, not their headquarters. So that license they pulled up, that Suite 104, isn't it? So thank you. I'm gonna take all this.
Have we looked at the minutes for the county board?
Yeah, it's not the right address. Yeah, it says, so they have one at 126 Enterprise, and then they have the other one at on Kendall Close Northwest, in a different town. So one's in Hiram, one's in Ackworth. The actual facility is in Dallas. It's actually in it's on a different road, a totally different address, and you have to have the permit tied to that physical address where the patients reside.
Right, Taps.
So I want you guys to see this. If you open a rehab, can you open a license and permit at a different address? At a different
No.
address than the actual rehab? No, it has to be where the patients reside.
Yeah, you
Receive
can't do
care.
that because of property taxes.
You want to see the actual address that it's at? This license? That's not Memorial Drive.
Right.
Also, here's the actual license looked up. That's not Memorial Drive. What? That's the same? All right, boom. Okay, do you see the dates?
Yeah, they're committing fraud
Yes.
big time.
And that's why they don't want us looking into the properties.
No, Tiffany, you did good. You did good. The address, the actual address of what, if you want to look this up, the actual address is in the 911 phone call, unredacted in my profile on the website, theholyword.net. If you go on the investigative feed and go down and look at the 911 call, it will tell you the address in the beginning of the call.
I wish I could remember the person that put us onto the Hope Harbor because they were saying that there was sketchy stuff going on there. But I wish I could remember who that was because I really want to thank them because it connected all of those facilities.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is Tap.
And what screwed up is that they did it at the one where everything is screwed up. The permits are screwed up.
Hey, who was that kid that's going around to these different states and here on TT that is showing all these facilities like the daycares and stuff of the corruption? Does anybody know who I'm talking about?
Sorry, no, go ahead, say what you're saying.
Because he just did a big one in California, and there was a bunch of feds that
Nick
went in
Shirley.
and raided these places.
Nick
But
Shirley?
Anyways, Nick Shirley, he would be the
I have
perfect.
a draft in my drafts ready to post with Nick Shirley, with Nick Shirley
Yes.
tagged.
Nick Shirley, he would be the perfect person to go in there and expose all of these people.
So if I
Yes.
do this, I'll go to my profile, I'll post it. Will you guys go in there, watch it all the way through, tag Nick Shirley if I do so?
Yes.
Yes,
Alright,
of course.
So I'm going to go right now, end this live, post it, and go back live again.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
Go back live again.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
Go
it.
back live again.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
Go
it.
back live again.
Okay.
Okay.
Do
Go
it.
back live again.
Okay.
Okay.